Hello, I'm Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Condé Systems, welcoming you to our next video in our installment on Neenah TechniPrint EZP transfer paper. Now, as a reminder, Neenah TechniPrint EZP is a transfer paper designed to run through most color laser printers and color laser copiers. It is a cold peel transfer paper that we apply onto white and light colored 100% cotton or cotton polyester blends. And in this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step procedure on how to apply Neenah TechniPrint EZP to a garment. First, we're going to talk about driver settings that you need to use to run TechniPrint EZP through your color laser printer or color laser copier. Once we're done there, I'll show you how to load it into your color laser printer or copier so that you get the best result. Once we've done that step, we're going to move over to the heat press and I'll show you how to apply Neenah TechniPrint EZP to your garment, giving you the time, temperature, and pressure settings. After we get the image on the garment, I'm going to show you some other tips how you can enhance the Neenah TechniPrint EZP on your shirt, not only to add some bling to it, but to also add durability. And then once we're done with that, we'll summarize the points that we've covered today in the video. So let's go ahead and get started by talking about driver settings. Okay, let's discuss driver settings for running Neenah TechniPrint EZP through your color laser printer or color laser copier. What you need to know is that Neenah TechniPrint EZP is a 145 gram per square meter paper weight. So if you have a color laser printer or color laser copier that designates the media type by grams per square meter, set your printer to 145 grams and the paper should run just fine. Now when the paper comes out, you want to make sure that if you take your fingertips and trace it over the print, no toner comes off on your fingertips. Normally when this happens, we would recommend going with the next heaviest media weight setting. But Neenah TechniPrint EZP was designed to run through inexpensive color laser printers and copiers. So instead of going with the next heaviest setting, go with the next lightest setting and try that. Also, consult your owner's manual on your printer when loading the paper to make sure that you are loading the paper in proper type. On these Oki datas here, the paper always loads in the multi-purpose tray and it always loads print side up. So remember, when you're running Neenah TechniPrint EZP through your printer or copier, make sure to run it from the bypass or multi-purpose tray. So now let me go ahead and send a few prints to the printer so we have some transfers to play with. Now that we have our transfers printed, let's go ahead and go through the step-by-step procedure on how to apply Neenah TechniPrint EZP to a garment like this cotton t-shirt. Before we get started though, let's discuss some accessory items you might want to have handy. First, you're going to want a sticky lint roller because you want to make sure you remove any contaminants that might be on your t-shirt before you drop it with the heat press. Okay. And while I am giving my shirt a quick pre-press, scissors. You might want to have some scissors handy to cut away any excess material around your design with Neenah TechniPrint EZP. Remember, it is a solid film emulsion transfer, so whatever you do not remove, that film layer will transfer to your garment. To reduce the excess film layer around your design, simply cut it away. If you don't have a pair of scissors, just get some off of Ben's desk. Make sure you preheat your garment so that you have a nice smooth area to work with and you drive off any moisture that might be in the shirt. Remember, we're trying to put an emulsion layer down. If there's any moisture in the garment, that moisture is going to turn to steam when we hit it with the heat press. We don't want to oppose forces as we're trying to put down the transfer. So always make sure you give a good pre-press. But now that we've got the pre-press done, we're ready to apply the transfer. I'm going to take my transfer and notice I've got the image mirrored or reversed. I'm simply going to place the transfer where I want the design to appear. And at this point, I'll go ahead and lock my heat press into position. For Neenah TechniPrint EZP transfer paper, you want to apply the transfer to your garment at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 seconds with a medium or heavy pressure. If you have an air-operated heat press, you want to set your pressure to about 60 to 80 psi. We're going to wait for the timer to go off and then we will lift the cover of the heat press. So now we lift the press when the timer goes off. Now remember, TechniPrint EZP is a cold peel transfer, so we want to wait at least a good 10 to 15 seconds before we remove this backing sheet. What you can do as a test is pick a corner of the backing sheet, and what you're feeling for is any resistance. If you feel resistance in the peel of the backing sheet, let it cool down a few more seconds. But if you've got a nice, smooth release, go ahead and peel away the backing sheet in a smooth, steady motion. You'll know you have your pressure set correctly on your heat press if you have little or no residual toner on your backing sheet. So we'll discard the backing sheet. We'll take our shirt and stretch it from side to side to make sure that we give the emulsion a softer hand. Also, the stretching helps with cracking once the shirt starts to be washed and dried. Now, we're going to talk about an additional step you can perform to the Neenah TechniPrint EZP image if you want to enhance the image. Because this is a cold peel product, you're going to notice that when you peel away the backing sheet, the image is going to have a gloss or shine to it. Using either a silicone sheet or a Teflon sheet, we can either enhance that gloss or shine, or we can reduce the gloss or shine. If you want to reduce the gloss of the image, you're going to use a silicone sheet. Simply place your silicone sheet over your exposed image, bring the heat press back down, and repress the garment for another 10 seconds. That's all the time you need. So after 10 seconds, you're going to lift your platen, slowly peel away your silicone sheet, and once again, take the shirt and stretch it sideways to reduce the feel or hand of the emulsion. But now, we've got an image created with Neenah TechniPrint EZP that isn't as shiny because of the cold peel process. But let's do another shirt where we're actually adding some gloss or shine to the design. I'll show you how in a second. Here I have a shirt in ash gray that I've done with the Neenah TechniPrint EZP transfer paper. We went ahead and went through the initial step of applying the transfer to the garment at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 seconds. We waited 10 to 15 seconds before we removed the backing sheet. And once again, I have a shiny gloss finish to this design. Well, let's say I really want it to pop, or I want it to make it shinier or glossier. Instead of using a silicone sheet, we're going to use a Teflon sheet. But it's the same principle involved as with using the silicone. We simply lay the Teflon sheet over our design, and we repress the garment for another 10 seconds. Once the 10 seconds is up, go ahead and lift your heat press, and then remove that Teflon sheet immediately. Peel the Teflon off the garment. And again, I'm going to take the shirt and stretch the shirt sideways to soften the hand of the emulsion left by the Neenah TechniPrint EZP. But now, we have a design with a super gloss finish that really pops. So here are the points that you need to remember when using Neenah TechniPrint EZP paper. When running it through your color laser printer or copier, select a 145 gram per square meter weight. Make sure that the toner is properly bonded to the page. If not, go with your next lightest media setting. Make sure to run the paper from your bypass or multipurpose tray, and remember, it applies at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 seconds. You want to wait 10 to 15 seconds before you remove the backing sheet because it is a cold peel transfer paper. When you peel away the backing sheet, it will have a sheen to the finish. If you want to reduce that sheen, cover it with a silicone sheet and repress for 10 seconds. If you want to increase the sheen, cover it with a Teflon sheet and repress for 10 seconds. Make sure to pull the shirt sideways to soften and reduce in the hand, and remember, by going through that extra press step, either with the silicone sheet or the Teflon sheet, you will actually add to the durability of the paper as the shirt goes through the washer and dryer. So I hope you found these tips helpful. If you have any questions or need any additional information, don't hesitate to contact us directly at 1-800-826-6332, or you can visit our website at www.condé.com for more information. Until then, I'm Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Condé Systems. My time is up, and I thank you for yours.